time to argue. Throw me the idol, I throw you the whip. Give me the whip. Adios, senor.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most memorable, riveting, and inviting opening scenes in film history.
Don't forget the guy playing the job.
He thinks he can sit it out and still take a slice. I know why they call him the Joker.
Number 30. Honoring a Fallen Friend. Deadpool and Wolverine. While investigating Wolverine's final resting place at the beginning of Deadpool and Wolverine, Deadpool encounters the Time Variance Authority.
Last chance! Throw out your weapons and come out peacefully.
I'm not gonna give you my weapons, but I promise not to use them.
He uses an unorthodox way of fighting back, involving the use of the fallen Wolverine's adamantium skeleton. Deadpool takes down his enemies in an over-the-top and darkly funny scene. The superhero delivers all the quips and violent moves that you could ask for. There's also an unforgettable soundtrack with Bye 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 by NSYNC adding extra flair to the sequence. Superhero movie fans will never hear the song the same way again, with this sequel giving audiences a shot of comedic adrenaline. Number 29. Migrating Coconuts, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. In this classic comedy, the Monty Python troupe infuse the Middle Ages with their silliest humor. This becomes apparent in the very first scene, as King Arthur emerges with his squire Patsy.
Halt! Who goes there? It is I, Arthur, son of Uther Pendragon from the castle of Camelot, king of the Britons, defeater of the Saxons.
Instead of riding a horse, Arthur pretends to gallop as Patsy bangs coconuts together. This was actually done for budgetary reasons. They couldn't afford real horses. It's a goofy image that only gets better when they encounter castle guards. Arthur wants to speak to their boss, but not so fast. Instead, the guards start a discussion about the coconut's origins. This includes a funny breakdown of birds and their migratory patterns.
Well, it doesn't matter. Will you go and tell your master that Arthur from the court of Camelot is here?
Listen, in order to maintain airspeed velocity, a swallow needs to beat its wings 43 times every second, right?
Please!
By the end of it all, you'll be pleasantly surprised, amused, and maybe even confused, but in a good way. Number 28. Bell Bottoms Chase, Baby Driver. What's more entertaining than a good movie bank heist? Baby Driver gives you the exciting aftermath of a robbery with an awesome soundtrack. Director Edgar Wright starts off his crime thriller with a bang, giving you a getaway scene set to the John Spencer blues explosion. You also get a slick car chase courtesy of some talented stunt drivers. As the vehicle swerves through city streets, you can't help but feel like you're riding along as another passenger. Wright knows how to fuse together high-octane action, music, and danger with each passing second. Number 27. Landing Sequence, Serenity. Whether or not you've seen the original TV show Firefly, the film Serenity gives viewers an effective introduction into the sci-fi world. Things start off with an exciting and bumpy landing sequence that guides you through the Serenity ship.
What was that?
Did you see that?
Was that the primary buffer panel?
It did seem to
Did
resemble...
the primary buffer panel just fall off my Gorham ship for no apparent reason?
Captain Mal Reynolds explores the vessel while bantering with various crew members such as Wash and Jane. The movie wastes no time in catching newcomers up to speed, while also offering diehard fans of Firefly another reason to love this ensemble. There's also the elaborate set, amazing visuals, and fun dialogue to thrill audiences. But it's ultimately the chemistry between cast members that makes this opening scene special.
Doctor, I'm taking your sister under my protection here. If anything happens to her, anything at all, I swear to you, I will get very choked up. Honestly, there could be tears.
Number 26. Dance Fight, West Side Story. Moving Shakespeare to New York City, West Side Story opens with some great aerial views of the Big Apple. The scene then shifts to a contentious part of town ruled by two gangs. The Jets, led by Riff, and the Sharks, led by Bernardo, establish themselves here, showing that they can dance as well as fight. Robert Wise's vision and Jerome Robbins' choreography bring the scene to life, with Leonard Bernstein's music piecing it all together. The whole story comes alive within the first 10 minutes without the need for any words. Number 25. The Rules, Zombieland. To survive a zombie apocalypse, you need to live by a few simple rules. This is the crux of Columbus's philosophy in Zombieland.
And why am I alive when everyone around me has turned to meat? It's because of my list of rules.
He walks the audience through his survival rules, which prove to be as funny as they are practical. Right from the jump, this movie lets you know that you're in for a mix of zombie mayhem and off-the-wall comedy. There's also the fantastic voiceover from Jesse Eisenberg, displaying a lovable everyman character with a dry sense of humor.
That guy down there is me. I'm in Garland, Texas, and it may look like zombies destroyed it, but that's actually just Garland.
You might even find yourself taking notes in case the undead rise up. Number 24, Car Bomb, Touch of Evil. Orson Welles' film noir Touch of Evil features an electric opening scene that'll have you on the edge of your seat. As a car bomb ticks away, the driver rides around for the last time. You'll find yourself sweating as you wonder when the device will go off. The director juxtaposes Mike Vargas and his wife Susan enjoying their night, until the explosion interrupts them. Wells's long take keeps you engaged, guiding you through the action.
Mike, what happened?
That car that just passed has exploded.
The car? How could it do that?
I don't know. I'll have to try to find out.
The director establishes the compelling conspiracy and violence lurking beneath this story within the first few minutes. Number 23, Tucos Escape. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. In this definitive spaghetti western, director Sergio Leone starts things off in a quiet town. Bounty hunters are looking for Tuco Ramirez. The filmmaker lets you fill in the blanks here, watching as the team slowly heads for their prize. It is an incredibly atmospheric scene, with both staggering close-ups and beautiful landscapes. The gunmen finally charge in after their target, but Tuco manages to fight back and escape in memorable fashion. It might be one of the boldest character introductions of its kind. With one freeze frame, we know we are in for a true masterpiece from Leone. Number 22, Standoff, Once Upon a Time in the West. Aside from the Dollars trilogy, Sergio Leone also directed other influential films, including Once Upon a Time in the West. This western begins with a sequence full of dramatic intensity. As several hitmen wait for their target, the director lets viewers soak in the setting. Every movement, sound, and character beat gives you a glimpse into this universe. The scene emphasizes action over dialogue as you wait for the violent conclusion. Charles Bronson's character Harmonica finally emerges with his cool energy and steely gaze, leading to a satisfying shootout.
Looks like we're shy of one horse.
You brought too many.
Leone shows off his mastery of silence, mood, and style as he beckons people into this world. Number 21, From the Cemetery to the Beach, Saving Private Ryan. The first sequence of Saving Private Ryan is an epic piece of filmmaking. An older James Ryan visits Captain John H. Miller's grave at the Normandy American Cemetery, setting up a flashback to June 6, 1944.
Stand out of your weapons. Keep those actions clear. I'll see you on the beach.
Director Steven Spielberg whisks viewers from the somber prologue to the intensity of Omaha Beach. Captain Miller and his soldiers are thrust into dangerous territory, fighting through machine gun fire and explosions from artillery.
Who's in command here? You are, sir!
Spielberg barely lets you take a breath as the men battle their way through a visually stunning scene. It is among the most harrowing depictions of warfare ever put to film, giving audiences an unprecedented look at World War II combat. Number 20, Casey Gets a Call, Scream. Wes Craven created something special with the first Scream, and the opening scene encapsulates the movie's brilliance. During a seemingly ordinary night, Casey gets a phone call from a rather strange person, one who wants to talk about horror flicks and has a deranged sense of humor.
Do you have a boyfriend?
No.
You never told me your name.
Why do you want to know my name?
I want to know who I'm looking at.
Scream expertly balances laughs and fear, serving as a satirization of slasher cliches while still being an effective and scary entry in the horror genre. Casey's back and forth with Ghostface establishes the film's tone, and casting a known actress like Drew Barrymore as the first victim makes it clear that nobody's safe. Number 19. Theo Buys Coffee, Children of Men. In just 2 minutes, Alfonso Cuarón's sci-fi masterpiece establishes its unique premise, the protagonist's apathetic attitude, and the social climate that defines its world.
Witnesses at the scene say that Diego spat in the face of a fan who asked for an autograph. He was killed in the ensuing brawl. The fan was later beaten to death by the angry crowd.
As a TV in a cafe covers a news broadcast about the death of the youngest person alive in the infertile world, Theo pushes through the stunned crowd to buy a cup of coffee. This excellent scene leads to the cafeteria's bombing, a moment shot with such realism that it might cause someone to forget they're watching a sci-fi flick. Children of Men is a work of art, and its opening scene is its first masterful stroke. Number 18. The Job, Drive. A car chase is a pretty conventional way to start an action or heist film, but Drive is anything but conventional. Lasting for roughly 10 minutes, Drive opens with the driver going out on a job that threatens to go wrong, but never actually does. This sequence is nearly exclusively shown from the point of view of the protagonist, turning a common action set piece into a character piece that establishes the driver's personal rules.
You give me a time and a place, I give you a 5-minute window. Anything happens in that 5 minutes and I'm yours, no matter what.
From the 5-minute window to the perfectly executed escape plan, this opening scene is all about control, something the rest of the movie gradually wrestles away from the driver's grasp. Number 17. A Night Out, American Psycho. Who doesn't appreciate a good dinner and a bit of dancing after a hard day's work? Patrick Bateman is the ultimate Boy Scout, a dignified gentleman willing to put his colleagues in their place if they were, for example, to be offensive.
Some latkes?
No, just cool it with the anti-Semitic remarks.
Oh, I forgot. Bateman's dating someone from the ACLU.
At least, that's what American Psycho's first scene indicates, although Bateman quickly reveals that this straight-laced attitude is nothing more than an act. Starting with the restaurant scene and ending with the protagonist's morning routine, American Psycho launches with a captivating opening few minutes that underline the many facades of Bateman's mask.
Maybe you can even sense our lifestyles are probably comparable. I simply am not there.
Number 16. The Floating Body, Sunset Boulevard.
Yes, this is Sunset Boulevard, Los Angeles, California. It's about 5 o'clock in the morning. That's the Homicide Squad, complete with detectives and newspapermen.
A classic noir about Hollywood, Sunset Boulevard starts by giving away the ending. The credits roll seamlessly into the opening scene as police cars race through Sunset Boulevard towards the house of a celebrity. A narrator comes in to explain the situation, that an unimportant man has been found dead in the pool. A narrator and a corpse might not be all that unique of an opening for a film noir, but Sunset Boulevard uses this familiarity to its advantage by flipping the script halfway through. Franz Waxman's score is also fantastic.
Let's go back about 6 months and find the day when it all started. I was living in an apartment house above Franklin and Ivar. Things were tough at the moment.
Number 15. Anton Chigurh's Arrest, No Country for Old Men. The Coen brothers have had more than a few memorable openings, but No Country for Old Men just sticks with you like nothing else.
Grandfather was a lawman, father too. Me and him were sheriffs at the same time, him up in Plano and me out here. I think he's pretty proud of that. I know I was.
Starting with a monologue from Sheriff Ed Tom Bell that reminisces about the past before expressing a fear of the unknown, the dialogue is unsurprisingly riveting. In the meantime, Anton Chigurh is taken into custody, an arrest that proves to be less than beneficial for the deputy. In the opening 5 minutes, Chigurh brutally kills 2 people and also unleashes one of the creepiest smiles in cinematic history.
Howdy, what's this about?
Step out of that car, please, sir.
What is that?
I need you to step out of that car, sir.
Number 14. War of the Last Alliance, The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring.
And into this ring he poured his cruelty, his malice,
and his will to dominate all life. One ring to rule them all.
Considering the short version of the Lord of the Rings trilogy clocks in at roughly 9 hours, the opening scene really needed to hit it out of the park. The Fellowship of the Ring opens with the War of the Last Alliance, a sequence that establishes Middle-earth's main races, the power of the One Ring, and the threat posed by Sauron and his forces. For the longest time, The Lord of the Rings was considered almost unadaptable, so this opening not only needed to bring up to speed the uninitiated, but also showcase that the film will do justice to Tolkien's epic story.
For the time will soon come when hobbits will shape the fortunes of all.
The Two Towers opens brilliantly as well. Number 13, choose life or not. Trainspotting.
Choose life, choose a job, choose a career, choose a family.
An energetic and chaotic opening that sets the pace for the rest of the flick. Danny Boyle's Trainspotting is a trip right from the opening seconds. As Iggy Pop's lust for life blasts away, audiences are introduced to the charismatic Renton and his friends, a group from Edinburgh going nowhere fast. As Renton humorously but poignantly monologues about choosing life, family, and fixed-interest mortgage repayments, Trainspotting provides glimpses into the seedy world these characters exist in. Ewan McGregor is mesmerizing as Renton right from the get-go, instantly presenting a likable figure for audiences to grasp onto.
Never again, Swanee, I'm off the skag. Are you serious? Yeah. No more, I'm finished with that shite.
Number 12. Noisy Trunk. Goodfellas. Such a relatable opening scene. Who hasn't experienced the frustration of having car trouble in the middle of the night?
Jimmy. What's up? Did I hit something?
Jimmy, Henry, and Tommy find their peaceful drive disrupted by an unexplainable sound. Although, it doesn't take too long for the trio to figure out the issue. Martin Scorsese's Goodfellas opens with a morbidly funny scene, and it also highlights the different personality traits that will come to define its three main gangsters. Ultimately, opening scenes are there to entice people to stick around for more, and Goodfellas guarantees that nobody will be changing the channel.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Number 11. Alex and the Droogs at the Milk Bar. A Clockwork Orange. Stanley Kubrick opens his most controversial film with a pullback that will trigger a wide range of feelings: curiosity, discomfort, and alarm. A Clockwork Orange tells the eccentric tale of Alex DeLarge, the violent leader of a British gang who spends his time harassing homeless people, drinking milk, and just generally being the worst. The first shot of the film is a close-up of the confrontational and arrogant Alex, before A Clockwork Orange pulls back to reveal the rest of the Droogs and a setting that is anything but ordinary. Number 10. Chrissy Goes for a Swim. Jaws. Steven Spielberg doesn't waste a single second in this classic. Right from the underwater opening shot set from Bruce the Shark's point of view, Jaws is a masterclass of suspense. Unaware of the beast that lurks beneath the waves, Chrissy heads out for a swim and quickly comes to realize she's not alone. The music and build-up are perfect, culminating in a thrilling and terrifying scene that almost works as a standalone short film. Proving that sometimes less is more, Jaws creates magic without utilizing gore or showing the shark. Number 9. The Dawn of Man. 2001. A Space Odyssey. It takes guts to begin a sci-fi epic with a prehistoric prelude centering around a tribe of apes. 2001's Dawn of Man sequence chronicles the hominids' discovery of an unexplainable monolith that triggers humanity's birth. Naturally, the first thing the apes create is a weapon. Impressive both visually and narratively, this sequence adds a sense of completeness to 2001: A Space Odyssey, and ties in beautifully with the events that transpire later in the film. 2001 has aged incredibly well, and that extends to its impeccable and awe-inspiring opening scene. Number 8. The End. Apocalypse Now.
This is the end, beautiful friend.
Francis Ford Coppola's Vietnam epic starts with a haunting scene that foreshadows the psychological and trippy journey the film is about to depart on. Apocalypse Now opens essentially with a dream sequence, albeit one heavily fueled by reality. Soundtracked hypnotically by The Doors' The End, the mesmerizing napalm bombing of a forest is transposed with the image of an out-of-it Captain Willard in a hotel room in Saigon.
I'll never look into your eyes again.
Willard's 100-yard stare makes the destruction all the more unsettling, setting the stage for the darkness that will consume Apocalypse Now moving forward. Number 7. One Little Girl, The Matrix. A sci-fi film with plenty of ideas and action, The Matrix incorporates both in its opening scene. The police show up at an abandoned building to arrest one little girl, an undertaking that proves a tad difficult when Trinity begins kicking some serious ass. Cool and innovative for the time, The Matrix's opening provides just enough context to keep people hooked, while also sprinkling in a few hints that foreshadow later reveals. More than anything, this sequence brings up so many fascinating questions. Who is Trinity? Why can she defy the laws of physics? Who is the One?
She got out. It doesn't matter. The informant is real.
Yes. We have the name of their next target.
The name is Neo.
Number 6. A disrespectful request. The Godfather. At the wedding of his daughter, Vito Corleone sits in his dimly lit office listening to a request for vengeance from Amerigo Bonacera.
Then I said to my wife, for justice, we must go to Don Corleone.
Showing plenty of restraint, Francis Ford Coppola leaves Corleone in the shadows for a couple of minutes, reflecting the Don's role in society. Expertly directed and flawlessly acted, this scene is subtle, powerful, and revealing, and serves as a microcosm for the entire film.
You don't even think to call me Godfather. Instead, you come into my house on the day my daughter's to be married and you ask me to do murder.
As the Godfather speaks to Bonacera about justice and respect, Corleone showcases his influence, morality, and authority. The Godfather opens on a sublime note.
Someday, and that day may never come, I'll call upon you to do a service for me.
Number 5. Shoot Her, Jurassic Park. Reminiscent of the opening in Jaws, Jurassic Park whets the viewer's appetite by offering a glimpse of the mayhem to follow. The park's attempt to cage a velociraptor goes awry when the dinosaur puts up a fight and grabs a bite to eat along the way. Utilizing great audio and tight editing, Jurassic Park shows more than enough in its opening scene to get people interested without spoiling the excitement by prematurely exposing a full dinosaur. Considering Jurassic Park has a pretty exposition-heavy first act, this scene does a lot of the heavy lifting in the film's early stages.
Shoot her! Shoot her!
Number 4. Bond Jumps, GoldenEye. While 007 had been around for a few decades, by 1995, GoldenEye marked a new era for Bond, and the film needed to make a great first impression. Following a bit of misdirection with a plane, GoldenEye introduces the world to this version of Bond with a bungee jump off a dam. 007 is known for jaw-dropping opening stunts, but GoldenEye manages to hit the elusive sweet spot of being both over the top and also grounded.
Beg your pardon, forgot to knock.
Before Bond's face is even shown, the agent's nerves of steel and courage are proven beyond a shadow of a doubt, and this jump is only the first moment in a long and thrilling sequence. Number 3. Jokers rob a bank, The Dark Knight.
I said stay down here!
That's funny, it didn't dial out to 911. It was trying to reach a private number.
Is it a problem?
No, I'm done here.
Christopher Nolan's second entry in the Dark Knight trilogy is just as much of a Joker film as it's about Bruce Wayne. The opening scene places the Clown Prince of Gotham at the forefront, as the Joker leads a squad of disposable criminals in a bank heist. Splendidly paced and culminating in a fun shootout, The Dark Knight's opening instantly establishes the Joker as a criminal genius with a penchant for chaos and a willingness to challenge Gotham's status quo.
No. I killed a bus driver.
Bus driver? What bus driver?
Joker is Batman's greatest enemy, and The Dark Knight shows that from its first scene.
What do you believe in?
I believe whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you stranger.
Number 2, Chapter 1, Inglourious Bastards.
Suzanne, tu veux bien aller chercher du vin pour le colonel?
Ah, mais non, merci beaucoup, monsieur, la petite pas de vin. Puisque nous sommes sur une exploitation laitière, je suppose sans risque de me tromper que vous avez du lait?
Oui.
Alors, je préfère du lait.
Whether talking about Madonna or robbing a diner, a Quentin Tarantino movie will always start in an attention-grabbing way.
I love you, pumpkin.
I love you, honey bunny.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery!
Inglourious Bastards achieves perfection in its opening scene as the SS officer Hans Landa interrogates a dairy farmer on whether he happens to be hiding any Jewish people. In this scene, Hans charmingly leads Perrier Lapidite on a charade, while the officer casually reveals aspects of his psyche and ideals. A masterfully intense scene, Chapter 1 cements Hans as one of the best villains in cinema, and achieves a high that the rest of the very good movie struggles to replicate.
Ne lui rends pas votre famille plus longtemps. Donc, monsieur, mesdemoiselles, je prends congé de vous. Je vous dis adieu.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, The Golden Idol, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Certain sequences are so good, they come to represent an entire genre. When someone pictures an adventure film, they are likely to imagine Indy picking up a golden idol and running away from a boulder. Indiana Jones is an icon nowadays, and so much of that can be credited to Raiders of the Lost Ark's opening set piece. With barely any exposition, the scene reveals that Indy is brave but not fearless, perceptive but not infallible, funny but serious, and simultaneously lucky and stupidly misfortunate. Raiders packs in all this awesomeness before the main plot even starts.
There's a big snake in the plane, Doc! Oh, that's just my pet snake, Reggie! I hate snakes, Doc! I hate them!
Did we forget another classic opening scene? Let us know in the comments below.